it's Pastor Dan from Dexter Gospel Church with another Proverbs Practical. Thanks for watching today. Our last video noted how God can use our spiritual nature to help us examine ourselves. This next verse tells us what establishes someone in authority. We're in Proverbs chapter 20, verse 28. Proverbs 20, verse 28 says, "Mercy and truth preserve the king, and his throne is upholden by mercy." Isn't it interesting what upholds the throne, the position of authority? That it's not strength, it's not success, it's mercy. Now there are two qualities here which are supposed to lead to lasting rule. The first is mercy, but the word that's used here isn't one specifically for withholding punishment. It's actually the word chesed, the one translated often loving kindness. It has to do with general goodness and goodwill, not just the withholding of punishment. There are times when a good king does not withhold punishment, as we saw in verse 26. That general goodness can lead to withholding punishment, but it can also lead to grace, giving good things that are not deserved. It can lead to all manner of goodness because it's grounded in love for its object and leads to kindness toward its object. So if a king or a ruler, an authority, wants to be established by his people and by God, and this can probably be taken into account for authorities other than just a king, whether they be a governor or a president, a boss, an employer, a husband or a mother, then that authority needs to lead with goodness toward those who are under their authority. They should show that they genuinely care about them. One of the marks of chesed, God's loving kindness and mercy, is that it's often not at all dependent on whether the person deserves it or not, whether they're from the same group as the person giving it, whether they were even on the same side. It's often unconditional or conditioned only upon a covenant. We often think of an authority being established by success or by cunning or by strength, but this says that it's really by love, by kindness, by mercy. Yet being loving and kind do not negate another important concept, and that is truth. It says that it's by mercy and truth. A commitment to truth also preserves those who are in authority, particularly the king in this case. There would be in that position of leadership a temptation to say things that people want to hear, to say things that will increase confidence or bolster power, but aren't necessarily true. The king that would be established, the one who would have providential and divine approval, can't give in to the temptation to speak untruthfully or carelessly, no matter how advantageous it may seem. Now, of course, this is because without credibility, a voice loses much of its authority and its power for good. It's why God's truthfulness and faithfulness are so critical to our faith in Him. You can't ever fully trust someone who doesn't always tell you the truth. Now, of course, in an absolute sense, this means that we can never trust any human being to the same degree that we can trust God, because only He is incapable of lie and error, while humans are pretty prone to both. Now, the authority that's established does not just speak the truth brutally without love. That's perhaps why mercy comes first and is doubled here in the verse. The wise authority who would be established doesn't just blather everything he wants with the excuse that it's true so long as he gets his way and it doesn't matter who it hurts. He's acting in mercy, in loving kindness. He's speaking the truth in love. But that desire for good for his people, whether they be his employees, his citizens, his children, can never lead him to speak untruthfully. It's not loving, it's not merciful, it's not kind to be untruthful. I suspect that's why it's wrapped up with the second half of the verse naming just mercy, again using the word chesed. Love and truth are bound together, and deceiving people isn't loving them, even if it makes them feel better in the moment. Acting with discretion about what is said and speaking carefully so as not to give unnecessary offense and hurt, those are definitely qualities that God says will help establish an authority. May we expect both kindness and truthfulness from those who are in authority. For this is what God says should predicate them staying in authority. And may we exercise those qualities ourselves, showing genuine goodness toward those who are under our authority. I hope this video is a blessing to you. If it is, give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like it. We'd love to hear from you in the comments, especially if you've got a question about the Scriptures or something you'd like us to pray for. Until next time, I hope you stay well and speak the truth in loving kindness.